welcome you to Viniyogi channel program. Today we are discussing on the role of women in consumer movement. We have with us today the Assistant Professor of Nagarjuna University, Dr. B. Sirisha, who has done her doctorate in organic products. We can have more insights into this consumer movement. She is Dr. Sirisha.
Actually, I'm honored, sir, to share the dais with you and for giving me this opportunity to voice my concerns or rather share my opinions with you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Good. In fact, today, you know, the Indian population consists of 50% of women. But today, as we see, women are not so actively participating in the consumer movement. Maybe for different reasons. In that connection, whether women are interested in this movement or not is the question now for discussion. Because we need to have more and more number of women to participate. Without their participation, I am sure the consumer movement will not be successful in India. So with this, now I wish to ask you, do you think that consumer movement is built on healthy grounds?
Well, I think it is definitely built on healthy grounds, sir, or rather the intention with which this movement has been started in India, that is beyond doubt a healthy ground or a healthy foundation, or more or less ethical and moral foundations. Because, sir, the consumer movement in India has started because of, the main intention behind this consumer movement is to safeguard the consumers, or rather to protect them from the unethical and unfair trade practices by the fraudulent business people, be it regarding the quality of the product or the ingredients of the product or the price of the product, the fake promotions of the product, or whatever be the unethical and unfair trade practices. Safeguarding the consumers from those, that is the main intention behind this consumer movement in India. And also to safeguard them from the undue black marketing. Because nowadays we do not find black marketing so very prevalent. But a few years back, black marketing was a big thing in Indian consumer market. And people, they used to spend lots of money because of this fake black marketing practices. They used to dispose of with their hard-earned money in the way of inflated prices, artificial scarcity that is created by marketers or business people.
Do you mean to say that fake black marketing, does it mean that is artificially created scarcity?
Exactly, sir. Artificially created scarcity for the benefit of their own benefits.
Good.
Against that, consumer movement has started, sir. And also to safeguard the consumers from adulteration of food products, especially when we consume adulterated food products. We are facing so many health problems. These days, cancer has become like a household term, if I am not exaggerating. We are observing so many cases, especially cancer cases, and research, and the doctors, they are claiming that the food that we are consuming is the main culprit behind this. So these are the grounds, or rather the foundations based on which consumer movement in India has been started. And though it has started as a social movement, it has taken a legal turn when Consumer Protection Act has come into force in 1986, we all know that. And that act has bestowed upon the consumers so many rights, and also the right kind of protection to the consumers. And if at all those rights are violated, what are the remedies that are awarded to the consumers? That is also been very well formulated in Consumer Protection Act. So basically the intention with which this movement has started is completely based on solid ethical and moral grounds. That is what I believe, sir.
Dr. Sirisha,
yes, sir.
You have explained to us about the good foundation that is being made to build the consumer movement.
Yes, sir.
But nowadays, we don't find women particularly in the consumer movement.
Mhm.
I can understand because they cannot so freely mix with people on the roads,
That's right,
or
sir.
they don't fight with the earning businessmen.
Mm.
But still, if women are not seen, at least in the consumer related meetings, then people might say that women are not participating.
Sir.
Do you think that there are any specific reasons for it? Why women are not participating in the consumer movement?
Well, what you said is totally true, sir. Like there is less number of women who enthusiastically participate in consumer movement. But I have learned very recently that it is women, rather the housewives, who have started this consumer movement in India. And I am really surprised by that fact. But there are many reasons, sir. Like we know 50% of the population are women, and behind every purchase decision, 85% cases, women are the influencers.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, sir. So definitely they should take an enthusiastic role in consumer movement also. But unfortunately that is not happening, and I blame the lack of awareness behind this, sir. Because we don't know, like women or even educated women, we don't know where to go, who to ask, what rights have been violated in the first place. What are the agencies or what are the associations or who are the right people, what is the right channel that we have to proceed through. All this knowledge or this awareness is very much lacking, sir. And behind this is the main reason, and also there are other reasons, like in our societies, in Indian society, basically the complacent mentality. Like we think, okay, if something goes wrong, if we got a defective product, we are like more like it's okay. What shall we do? Where shall we go with this product? That kind of a nature. Next time we shall be more careful. That kind of an attitude is also the culprit.
Adjust mentality.
Adjustment mentality and acceptance of even mistakes.
Yeah.
We are not questioning that. Questioning nature is lacking, I guess, sir. And also in the family, what happens is when a woman goes out and makes a purchase and that turns out to be a defective product, then immediately the family members, especially the spouse, he starts blaming the women. It is your decision, you made a mistake, you did not check, you did not compare, all such kinds of queries, they immediately pop up, and women, they naturally, they start feeling guilty and forget about questioning. So that is also one of the, societal reasons behind women's less enthusiastic roles.
So after hearing your version, I feel that the movement should start at home.
Definitely, sir.
Wonderful.
Definitely, sir.
Yes, that is
we
true.
are actually discussing the role of women here,
Yeah.
but the role of men should be even more strongly discussed. And sir, basically the lack of awareness, that is the main culprit. We do not know where to go. What are the remedies that will be awarded to us if we raise our voices? At the maximum, what happens is when we find a defective product, we go back to the retailer and we fight with him. And in some cases, maybe we get a replacement, and that's the end of the story. But that is not the thing here. It should be addressed at the root level, and awareness should be increased. They should be aware of the rights they are being awarded with. That is the reasons, I think, sir.
In the annals of history of consumer movement in India, it is very well recorded that women do not have freedom to move, and they don't have financial freedom also. So with all these constraints, women don't find time because women are on one side doing all domestic duties and again participating in the consumer movement. They are not left with any time.
That is also one of the reasons, sir.
How to overcome this? Because ultimately our goal or our ambition is to see that women should lead the consumer movement. not the males.
Yes, sir.
In such a case, what is that really enthused them to come into the movement? How to overcome the present problems of either the social freedom or the financial freedom or whatever it is? Because a costly decision would be made only, according to what you said, would be made only by males.
Mostly.
Yes. But the earlier case, women are not so well educated. But today they are well educated.
That's right, sir.
And all these freedoms which are mentioned in good olden days are not really relevant today. They should fight for their freedom.
That is true, sir. That is true. They should fight for their freedom. They are educated these days. Thing is, not aware of this consumer movement and the rights they are having. That is the flaw, which I think is the major thing which needs to be addressed on a serious note. Because without the participation of women, nothing can be a success. Forget about this consumer movement.
Yeah.
So.
That is right. Everywhere we say that we need to have a reservation for women and all. But today I strongly suggest even the Consumer Affairs Ministry must come out with a rule that 30% of consumer welfare funds must be routed through women only.
That will be a very good initiative, sir.
Yes.
A very good initiative which should be taken forward to the right authorities.
True.
Sir.
This is one aspect. It came to my mind only when we are discussing this particular point.
Yeah, but very relevant point, sir.
As a women consumer, usually under what circumstances you will be a bit afraid to go to the market and purchase the products? Do you have such feelings? If I go there, I may lose money or I may be defrauded. Likewise, do you get such...
Sir, very practically speaking, when it comes to a high value product, when the value of the product is more,
yes,
it will not be a single decision or solo decision by the lady of the house. It will be a joint decision. Usually both the partners or the family members, children, they all will be involved. But every small purchases like routine daily purchases, FMCGs or household things, those things will be dealt by the women only. And sometimes they may fall prey to fraudulent practices, no doubt about it, sir. But how are they reacting to the fraudulent practices? That is a point of discussion here. Well, if you consider my own case, like we have ordered online food to a restaurant, and there is a delivery company, another delivery company is involved also, as we all know. I don't want to take the names here.
Yeah.
So what happened is we ordered for a family pack, which usually should be 2 full packets of food, biryani. But we received only 1 packet. So immediately I called the delivery boy's number. He was not answering. Then immediately I called the restaurant. They said we sent it all right. So now here, where to go, like who to question? Nobody is owning up the responsibility. Nobody is answering. Such are the daily basis, like on daily basis we may come across such kind of practices. So,
in fact, if you or anybody, any woman, if delivery boy cheats them, we suggest that you'll have to go for consumer court and get the redressal. Then an educated lady who is participating in that meeting, she immediately responded to us, stating that we'll have to take my husband's permission to knock at the doors of the court. This is a bit sad state of affair. But women should not hesitate to write a complaint.
Yes, sir.
To the consumer court. It's just a complaint. It is not a court litigation.
Yes, yes.
You are, whatever you have felt, you'll have to bring it to the notice of the consumer court.
Yes, sir.
And there is no fees also up to 5 lakhs.
Okay.
So finances is not a matter of concern here. At the most, you may have to go to consumer court once to give your evidence. So likewise, if women are encouraged to fight the cases in the consumer court, it would be rather a
very
kind of motivation for them
definitely,
to
sir.
join the consumer
Yeah.
movement. Just I am adding what you have said.
That's right, sir.
And women usually make or groom the children at home, and what to eat, what not to eat, what to purchase, what not to purchase. All these things are explained to the children only by the mother.
Yes, sir.
Here, because we are not educated so well when we were young, now we are entertaining all these kinds of doubts about the market. Had we received the consumer education when we were young, we definitely would have strongly protested all these things
Yes.
and would have fought the cases in the market.
Yes.
That is not happening just for the simple reason that we are not given a proper education.
That's true, sir.
So now the children are under your care. So how we can convert or make these children to become good consumers? Would you kindly explain about that?
Yes, like basically children are like plain papers. Like whatever we imprint on those papers, they absorb that knowledge, they learn it without any doubt, without any hesitation. As you rightly said, we are not very well informed consumers today because we were not provided the right kind of education when we were young. Or rather, we were brought up with a kind of environment, in a kind of environment where questioning is supposed to be not done by children. You should not question. But today, times have changed. And children are so innocent and they are so welcoming to the knowledge, to whatever information that is provided to them. They are beyond self-doubt. They don't doubt themselves. They don't criticize anything. They don't hesitate to question.
Yes.
Those are the innocent and most pure qualities of children. So I think the stakeholders, like the adults, the so-called adults, they have to take that responsibility to make them informed consumers in future. So they have to give them the proper, authentic information so that they are aware of their rights. And most importantly, children are the big consumer segment today. And they are so young, so naive and so innocent that they become prey to the abuse of marketers.
Yeah.
We as adults, we should not let it happen. So I think at school level, not just as one lesson in one grade, consumerism and consumer movement, the rights they are having and the kind of abuse they may face, all these things should be continuously and authentically provided. All that information should be provided to the kids from very young age so that they can grow into well-informed and enthusiastic consumers.
Dr. Sirisha, in the previous discussions we had, we almost concluded that women are not participating in the consumer movement. Suppose if we promote a separate consumer organizations for women, then will they be interested in joining the consumer movement and take the movement to logical conclusion?
Separate consumer associations in the sense all women consumer associations. Yes. I think that will be definitely a positive move, sir. Because maybe women will feel free to discuss their problems with their women counterparts.
Yeah.
Maybe that will be a very good initiative. But here again, the question zeroes down on to awareness and support from their male counterparts. Individually, in the house, the husband should support. Like, it is not a fight between wife and husband. It is the fight between our family and the system. Yes. That is how they should look at it. Yeah. So that support is much needed. And another thing which I would like to highlight is we need to promote success stories. We need to promote the success stories. We always have the mentality of highlighting the problems and stopping there. But solutions need to be highlighted. If a woman approaches a consumer forum and if she wins the case, that is a success story. So if we promote those success stories, if we spread awareness or a positive word of mouth about those success stories, that will start the chain reaction, or the so-called bandwagon effect, we call it.
Yeah.
So because that lady has achieved something, she has fought for her rights, why can't I? Why can't the third person, fourth person? So that positive chain reaction will set in. So I think all women consumer forums or consumer associations definitely will be a positive step towards this success.
Very good.
And one more thing I would like to add here, sir, like every information should be displayed in the outlet or retail outlets regarding where to go if something goes wrong. It should be made mandatory to the retailers to display all this information in the showroom itself, in the shop itself, in the most visible places. This is the nearest consumer forum. These are the numbers. These are the persons you need to approach, so that the lady need not ask anybody for support or wander here and there to get the information. It is right in front of her. So this kind of initiative also creates a kind of fear to the retailers also. If we commit any mistake or any fake product or regarding quality or whatever fraudulent practices, she may question, she may go to that consumer forum, and I'll be in trouble. So it is like two-way effect. The lady also need not go anywhere. The information is right in front of her. She can approach that way. And the retailer also will have a fear that maybe she'll question me and maybe she'll go to the authorities. So I think that should be one of the initiatives we can promote, sir.
True. True. It's good. Your suggestions are well taken.
Thank you, sir.
And dear viewers, Dr. Sirisha participated in this discussion and given us a lot of insights into how the women can participate in the consumer movement. Today we have come to our studios and given us a very good feedback of women's heart.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.
And,
My pleasure.
We look forward to have such meetings.
Definitely, sir.
future.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
With this, we are closing this particular discussion, and in next episode, let us meet.
For more videos, please subscribe to our Gora Viniyogi channel presented by Dr. Samaram Multi-Channel Network, which has more than 18 crore views, and click the bell icon for notification of our new videos.
Please download Samaram Multi-Channel app and watch your favorite channels from your mobile. App available on Google Play Store, and subscribe to the channels.